I was saying, Joy Taylor, every dog has its day. And since I'm a big dog, I've got 2 days.
Okay.
So now.
You just called yourself a dog?
Yeah, I'm a dog. Yeah, I'm a big dog, a big one.
Kevin Durant is 6'11", who can pull up from 40.
Okay.
This brother is on that level. I'm talking about offensively.
Do you think you're better than Jarrell Revis is right now?
I'm better than you.
And we're live in the phone lines, ladies and gentlemen. I have a very special guest on the show. I've been following him for over a year on social media. His name is Travis Singleton, but he calls himself Sneaker Reporter on Twitter and on Instagram. And he has his own website called sneakerreporter.com. He makes his own sneakers. He covers NBA, NFL, and he preferably covers the Oklahoma City Thunder. And he's from Boston, Massachusetts. I'm pretty sure I labeled everything about him. So I just wanted to say, welcome to the show, Travis.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity, man. It's a real honor.
Oh, no, it's an honor just to have you on the show, man. I told you, I've been looking up to you for over a year, man. I was glad that I was able to find out about you. I've been following your stuff ever since. Been a huge fan. And to start it off, knowing that you covered the Oklahoma City Thunder. So what do you like best about covering this team as a whole?
Just the chemistry overall. It's like a family environment there, and all the way from the media, the PR staff, all the way to the players. There's a lot of respect and a lot of chemistry. This team, they definitely took me in and and they gave me an opportunity to grow and continue to grow. And I just like everything about the team, the organization. I can't say enough about the city. So everybody just welcomed me open arms, and I've been taking it from there.
Yeah, I noticed that too. And then I watch your Instagram stories whenever you're covering games, especially the game last night. I saw that you got close-up shots with DeMar DeRozan, DeJounte Murray, all those guys, and even Tim Duncan, how he was like playing around a little bit, giving people a hard time whenever he was like playing defense before the game even started. So I see that you do pregame and postgame interviews, one-on-ones. It's just really cool to see that. So how did it feel last night knowing the Thunder like took down the San Antonio Spurs? How did that game go as a whole? And how did you feel talking to Dennis Schroeder, Chris Paul, and all those guys?
I thought the game was really good overall. They came out firing on all cylinders. First time in Thunder history, they had 8 players in double figures. And it seemed like everybody just came out, on the attack. And, Lou Dort was doing his thing. A young, talented two-way player on our team. He's been growing. Chris Paul, Gallinari, those guys have been like the older men, the veteran leaders, and they've been helping out. But also we're getting a chance to see, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's flourishing now. He had 22 points last night. So, these guys continue to get better and better by the game. And it's just the fact that the ball's not stuck. There's a lot of movement. And the 3-guard lineup with Dennis, CP, and Shai's been really giving a lot of these teams, fits, so it was just good to see. And defensively, they locked in and, they held LaMarcus Aldridge, who's been a Thunder killer, his whole career, to 8 points. They held him to 8 points, and DeMar DeRozan didn't have too much of a good game. But overall, this team, like I said, a lot of people, including myself, I had them fighting for the 8th seed, if not making it to the playoffs, barely. And they're proving a lot of people wrong, and I'm glad to be proven wrong on that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then I also noticed that, you look at a player like Steven Adams, who's pretty much a veteran on the team. He's been part of the Thunder for a while now.
Yeah.
And I noticed you're right about that. The chemistry just seems like it's there. The team, even though there's a lot of young guys, it seems like they all flourish around Chris Paul, and Chris Paul has definitely done a great job this season being a leader, a true leader to the team. And look at that. Mm-hmm. They beat the odds. Now, the Thunder, I remember seeing a report just a few days ago saying that the Oklahoma City Thunder have a 99.9% chance of making the playoffs. And the way they've been playing, they defeated the Nuggets on opening night after the post-All-Star game break. And they also took down the Spurs. So just seeing them win both of these games by a lot, too. They beat the Nuggets by over 10 points, and they beat the Spurs by nearly 30 points. So it seems like they are on a roll right now coming out of the All-Star break.
Yeah, definitely. They're on the roll right now. Steven Adams has been playing out of his mind, as of late. And, this is the Steven Adams I envision, the beginning of the season, getting at least 15 points, 10 rebounds. But he's been doing a lot better as of late, and he's been winning his matchups. If you look at it, he's been working on that little flip jump shot, and it's been working out for him. So I want to continue to see Steven grow And I think he's one of the catalysts. If the Thunder are going to make any noise in the playoffs, we got to make sure we have that balance on with the three guards, but then we got to make sure that Steven, punishes the bigs that we do go against. So I think they got a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent, a lot of chemistry, and you can tell that they enjoy being around each other on and off the court, and it's a beautiful thing to see.
It sure is. And then do you have any updates on Terrence Ferguson, how long he's going to be out?
They haven't given us any information yet on T-Ferg, but, sometimes those bad breaks happen, and then you get like a Lou Dort or a Hamidou Diallo, who can come in there and finally get a chance to flourish. And that's good because those young guys need some time because you want to make sure that your bench, is really loaded and stacked for when the playoffs come, so then they'll have that experience when those opportunities do arise. Oh,
yeah, for sure. And then another question I wanted to ask is, did you have any, for example, how long have you been covering the Thunder as a whole?
I've been covering the Thunder since the 2014-15 season.
Oh,
so the year that KD got the Jones bone fracture, that was my first season. So I didn't get the chance to see KD at all. And then the second year I covered him was the year that we went to the Western Conference Finals and we had the 3-1 lead on the Warriors. So I've been there for a while.
Wow, man. So you've seen a lot of things change these past 5-6 years covering this team.
Definitely.
I can't imagine. And then just seeing that, so basically the 2014-15 season, that's just like the following season right after Kevin Durant won MVP. And so you got a chance that's really cool right there. And just to see that, did you have any like favorite moments between, your start with the Thunder and the present day?
Some of my greatest moments, covering the team would probably just be, being there for Russ breaking, tying Oscar Robertson's record. Just being there, being a part of that ceremony, that was really a humbling experience. Watching Russ get the MVP, that was really good. Even Kevin Durant, like just covering him, the fact that he was always willing to give you, some quotes, and he always made time for the media, and he always made time for me too. I'll cherish those relationships that I built with KD, Russ, Paul George, and even Carmelo. Those are relationships that I'll never be able to forget, and they're going to continue to grow as the years go on.
Man, that must be the dream right there. And I know there's been, I'm pretty sure, for everything we do, there's good and bad. And I would say, would you say that shot this past spring in the playoffs against the Portland Trailblazers, that shot that Damian Lillard made, that 37-footer over Paul George, would you say that was one of the worst moments you've witnessed covering the Thunder?
Definitely, because I felt like that was the end of it. I felt like that was the end of that era, that run. Once that shot went in, I was like, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to be motivated to come back after that. But once, Paul made that decision to go to the Clippers, I already had a feeling that Russ was going to be out the door. But that was what the Thunder, they basically earned the right to be like, you know what, we're going to give you what you want, Russ, and we're going to make sure that you're going wherever you want to go because you've done so much for our team and our community. So it was a mutual thing right there. And once that happened, I kind of knew that, it was a wrap. But then seeing how this team is resurgent, now, with CP3 and all of them, it's been crazy. But, that shot was really, when Dame hit that shot, my phone blew up. I think I had about 100 text messages at that moment.
Man, that's insane. And I saw, because I was actually, I'm a diehard Thunder fan too, and I was watching that game, and oh yeah, you're right. I was in shock just seeing that moment. It just didn't look real. It didn't seem real that he made that shot. And I remember you were tweeting about it, and I was just thinking, because I remember we were getting a little optimistic. I saw you were getting a little optimistic because the Thunder had a 15-point lead, and then they blew it, and they came back, and then I still thought, at that point I was thinking maybe they'll go to overtime because I was thinking that Damian Lillard was going to miss a shot, and they'll go to overtime. And no, he made the shot. And then I saw that you were tweeting out stuff, and I couldn't imagine what you were going through at that point. And the fact that you said you had over 100 text messages, man, that must have been tough seeing that.
Yeah, it was tough. Because you got a whole bunch of friends, family. Hey, what's going on with the Thunder? What happened? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, at that point, I just put my phone down and, I started doing some writing and stuff, and I just let it be after that. The rest was history. I knew once that shot went in, it was going to be ugly because we've yet to get out the first round since KD left. So I know that's been our stigma, and we got to get rid of it, and I'm hoping that this will be the season that we do.
Yeah, and it does seem like it'll happen too. And that's another thing. Like I was just completely in shock. Before the All-Star break, just seeing the Thunder just win, having a winning record. Right now they're 35-22, and just seeing them within the 6th seed as of now, it's just I did not see that coming. Like I did not see it coming after the free agency and everything during the summertime, and seeing everybody get traded. And I mean, I didn't even think Chris Paul was going to last this long with the Thunder. I thought he was going to be out the door by Christmas time. And look what happened. It turned around. It seems like it's very positive. That shows that Sam Presti is doing a great job just moving people around and stuff like that. So what are your thoughts on Sam Presti as a whole?
I love Sam. Nothing but good to me since I've been here. Class act, and he's gonna put the team in a position to win no matter what. At the end of the day, he's earned the right for everybody to just leave him alone and let him do his job. So that's that's just what it is. Even people around Oklahoma City, they're like, "What is he doing?" And then they're like, "Oh, this is what he was doing." So you just got to trust in Sam, and just know that he's going to put the city and the team in a position to win no matter what, just by his willingness and his smart techniques and just the way that he carries himself. He has that Spurs mentality because that's where he came from. So it's just, he carries that over. And I have nothing but utmost respect for Sam. And, I want to continue to see him make these great moves because this city deserves a championship, and I know they'll get there soon.
Exactly. And that brings me another question. So besides, Thunder players or Billy Donovan, anybody within the Thunder organization, what was it like? Who were some of your favorite players that you interviewed or coaches that you interviewed, like players and coaches that you interviewed outside of the Thunder, like whenever you're playing, like for opposing teams?
Steph Curry, always one of my favorite interviews. Steph Curry, LeBron. It was always cool interviewing D Wade. I got the chance to interview Kobe a couple of times. That was always humbling. And, and I'll cherish those moments because he gave me my little nickname, Mama's Boy. So, just moments like that I always keep with me. And, even Kevin Durant now, I got relationships with him and, just guys around the league, honestly. Like one thing about me, I always give them respect and they give me respect. It's always mutual. And, I just cherish all the moments I have with NBA players. But I really enjoy talking to LeBron, just picking his brain and just hearing how his IQ is. Rondo's another one that I enjoy interviewing because of my Boston ties and stuff like that. So there's players all over. As far as like a young guy in the league that's been coming up that I really enjoy talking to, D'Angelo Russell's somebody that I really enjoy talking to. Devin Booker's another one. And, I'm looking forward to talking to Zion. I haven't had the chance yet. But John Moran, I interviewed him earlier this season, so that was good. So all those guys, I like I said, I'm just a kid from Boston, and I'm just living my dreams, and I just continue to, build on those relationships.
Well said, man. Well said right there. And that brings me to this question. So what brought you to Oklahoma City? Like, how did you get the job to start covering them?
Yeah, it was just one of those situations where I was in Boston, and I had some family that was in the surrounding parts, and I just kind of wanted to be a little bit closer at the time. And, and I was really close to Sebastian Telfair's little brother. And Sebastian was on the Thunder at that time. Kevin Durant was one of my favorite players to watch. Russ was one of my favorite players to watch. So, I just put in a couple of requests and talked to a couple of people, and they made it happen. And, I've been out here ever since, man. It's just been nothing but blessings on top of blessings, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for this organization, from the top to the bottom. Everybody carries itself with pride, and at the same time, they want to win, and that's the main thing. It's a winner's mentality out here. And, just coming out here, I didn't know what to expect, being from Boston. But, I made sure that I came and give it my all. Every single night I'm at the arena, I try to give my best. Think or not, I just try to, continue to work hard and grind and just, try to push the envelope, because I know at the end of the day, there's probably somebody looking at what I'm doing and I'm motivating them. So I want to keep motivating them. And at the same time, I want to be able to inspire others to continue to do what they want to do no matter what.
Man, I'm definitely one of those guys that are inspired by you. That's for sure. That's why I had to get you on here, man. Like, I've been looking up to you for over a year.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's
I
incredible to hear this
appreciate that.
story. That's a wonderful story to hear, man. And then just to see you blossom like this, man. I just love to see it. And do you have any goals do you have any future goals that you want to